Well, good morning everybody. Backyard scrapping here. I know I said in the previous videos that we were probably gonna get into some computer stuff or start working on some computer stuff, but I'm actually going to do one more little melt and refine because I really can't get into too much today. I've got a guy coming over that's supposed to be bringing a whole bunch of scrap, computer pins, this and that, some bunch of breakers, breaker tabs and stuff like that. So I can't get into too much today, so I figured I might as well go ahead and do my tally refine. And what this is going to be is I'm actually going to get all my gold together, my computer gold and the other gold that's mine that I've refined this year, and I'm going to re-refine the stuff that hasn't been re-refined, which is going to be most of my computer stuff, and then we're going to melt everything together and we're going to see how much gold we got. So that's going to be this video. I will get back at you as soon as I get the stuff out and start getting it ready. So we'll be back at you in a minute. Okay guys, we're back. I dug my stuff out. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but anyway, this was the gold from the jewelry. Let me get it out. This was our nice little button of gold that we got from our jewelry refine, and then this was the little bit that was left over. This is a little bit of gold that I got. I don't know, it's 3 or 4 grams that I got from another jewelry refine. This is okay. These two are going to have to be re-refined one more time, so I'm just going to leave them in there. This guy we're just going to put up here. This is stuff from computers, which has been refined once, so I am going to go ahead and do it again. And this is powder from computers that has been cleaned up but not re-refined. This is from that very first little gold refine that I did with the placer gold, the one way back in the beginning. So I'm just going to go ahead and melt this off because I know that this is going to be, pretty pure, because this was actually cleaned up very well. And you can see, I don't know how well you can see it. Hang on just a sec, but I'm going to try and get it up here so you can see the difference in the color of the powder. I don't know if you're able to see that or not, but this one is quite a bit cleaner than this one. So anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and get out there and get set up and get ready to do that. So I will see you when we get outside. Okay everybody, the first thing on our agenda is going to be to melt this little bit of pure powder that's already been refined and cleaned. I just want to go ahead and get it melted up into a little bead because we are not going to be processing that again. So I'll make sure I get everything out of here because it sticks. And basically once you use a little jar like this, unless you're going to rinse it with something, you've got to pretty much use it for powdered gold, because there is still a little bit of gold in there. Every time you move from container to container, some gold gets left behind. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and melt this little bit of powder. And then we are going to get our other stuff ready for processing, and we're going to refine it again. So let me go ahead and get this done real quick. Okay guys, that is done. We got a beautiful little piece of gold here that's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Nice and cracked up and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that little gem. Really hard to see, but no mistake in that color. So I'm going to toss this little guy in the pickle pot. That is pure gold. Let that borax dissolve off of it, and we'll get back at you in just a few. Okay guys, so while we're waiting on that borax to get cleaned off of our little piece of gold we just melted, which was that was actually from placer gold, and it was refined twice, so it is pure. We're just going to put a little bit of HCl in this beaker, and we are going to get ready to purify our other refined golds. So I'm going to actually just take my little BBs here that I have, and we are going to drop them in. And we are also going to go ahead and put in our gold powder. There's no point in melding it up because we're just going to melt it up and refine it back down. So I'm going to go ahead and put the gold powder in there. And as you can see there's still a little bit of powder even in that lid. So I will have to continue to use these for gold powder. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then all we're going to do is add a little bit of nitric acid to this, and we are going to let it dissolve. So let me get some nitric. Please excuse the fan noises because it is very hot out here. Find my nitric pipette. And let's see, we've got about 50 mils of nitric, or 50 mils of HCl in there, so I'm going to put got 2.5. That is 5. See if we start getting a reaction off of that. We are, but I'm going to go ahead and put another one. And what we're going to do is we're just going to let this dissolve, and we are going to drop it again. Purify it. Now we could go through all that oxalic acid procedure and all that, but I don't right now have any, so we'll just have to keep doing this until our stuff is refined. We are going to just let that go. We are getting a pretty good little reaction starting. So I'm going to let this go, guys, and we'll get back to you in a little while. Okay, guys, I just wanted to touch base with you for a second. As you can see, we're getting that beautiful color. Our powder, for the most part, is almost all dissolved. Now we're just pretty much working on the the little buttons that were in here. So we're gonna just let this sit out here and do its thing. I'm gonna head in the house for a while because it is blazing hot out here. So we will come back and check on this stuff in a little while. So see you in a few. Okay guys, just touching base with you. Everything's pretty much almost dissolved except the largest button that we had in there. I don't know how well you can see that. I can't tell through the viewfinder, but you can see where the activity is around that button, how it has kept that, whatever that little dusting of, I'm assuming, silver chloride off of it. But anyway, this goes to show you this is exactly why you refine things a couple times, because even though those were refined once, those little buttons on that powder, you can see we have a pretty good layer of something on the bottom there, which I am pretty much presuming is going to be silver chloride. So anyway, we'll get back at you shortly. I'm going to go ahead and wait till this finishes dissolving, then I'm going to filter it off, and then I'm not going to show you guys all that. You've seen me do it. But after that, we will do a drop, and I will video the drop, and then we'll rinse our gold powder and have a look at it. If it looks like it needs to be refined again, we'll refine it again until I'm satisfied that it's pure, and then we will melt it down and tally up all our gold. So we will get back at y'all in a while. Okay guys, we are ready to do our drop. We got our filter done and our rinse. I just wanted to show you some of the silver chloride that came out of there. I don't know, you can't really see it that good, but there's a little bit. So I mean, it paid. We needed to do this to make sure our gold was pure. So I am going to go ahead. I'm expecting around 10 grams of gold. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it. I've got about just shy of 11 grams of sodium metabisulfite dissolved in here. So I'm going to do it this way because I know this is a good one. And we are going to go ahead and drop our gold. There we go. That was, I knew it was going to be instant. There wasn't really going to be anything to see. So let me rinse the gold off of this, because there is a bunch on there. You can see it's actually sticking to the rod. So I'm just going to use one of my gold rags. Look at that. To wipe that off. I think it's time. Look at the gold that came off of that. I think it's time to pitch this rod. Yeah, we're going to have to just use this rod for other things. It's a goner. Anyhow, there's our drop. I'm going to just hit this a little bit on the top, and we will let this sit overnight, and we'll check it in the morning and see what we got. So let me make some room up here, and I'll get back at you guys in the morning. The sun's almost down. It's late in the evening. I'm going to go sit in my chair for a while. So we'll see you guys later.